The Supreme Court will soon decide on the possibility of live streaming of court proceedings across the country, even as it stressed on better network and connectivity for functioning of virtual courts during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Apex Court asked the centre to consider allowing access to a satellite or an optical fibre network to ensure smooth functioning of virtual courts. Hearing a suo motu case on functioning of virtual courts, a three-judge bench led by CJI SA Bobde observed that satellites can be used to provide network to courts in northeastern India where optical fibre network is not available. Asking for ease in filing of e-appeals in trial courts and high courts, the court offered to pay the rent for optical networks. Attorney General KK Venugopal had urged the court to decide on live streaming of court proceedings, which has already been allowed by a previous judgment of the top court. He informed the court that NIC and the Union Law Ministry are deliberating further on the modalities of virtual hearings. However, the Apex Court sought solutions for the problems at hand, like the glitches being faced as part of virtual hearings. Justice Chandrachud observed that there can be a national tender to set up a common virtual hearing platform for all high courts and trial courts. The CJI proposed that virtual hearings in every state's courts and tribunals will be governed by the rules framed by the High Court of that particular state. Justice Chandrachud told the centre that a committee of 4 High Court judges has been set up to formulate rules for video conferencing, and 11 High Courts have already adopted the model rules. When senior lawyer Harish Salve submitted that his client Reliance Jio has the best optical fibre network, the court asked the company to get in touch with its e-committee. The top court is looking forward to set up 3,350 e-Seva Kendras in courts across the country to provide basic infrastructural facilities for needy lawyers, for which centre will have to provide financial aid. While the top court has been conducting virtual hearings since March 24, it used its special powers in the first week of April to confer legal status to all virtual hearings across the country in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. With the pandemic still continuing, it remains to be seen till when virtual hearings will continue, given the fact that many high courts have already resorted to regular virtual hearings. In fact, the Gujarat High Court has also begun live streaming through YouTube of court proceedings. Though this still remains limited to very few courtrooms, it remains to be seen how early this may be adopted by various courts, since a judgment of the top court already allows for live streaming of court proceedings across the country. Although regular hearings were restricted during the pandemic, the court took up many review and curative petitions for consideration which do not require an open court hearing in order to ensure that pendency of cases across the country is controlled.